Hare Krishna, welcome to all devotees. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrutyam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tatajayam Udiret Nashta Praeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhakti Bhavati Naishtiki. Hare Krishna. Today we continuing Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto first, chapter 12, shloka number 16 and 17. Daivena apratighatena shukle samstam upeyushi
संस्थाम उपेयुषी
ratah vah anugrah arthaya
रातः वह अनुग्रह अर्थाय
Vishnuna prabha Vishnuna
विष्णुना प्रभ विष्णुना
tasmat namna Vishnuratah
तस्मात् नाम्ना विष्णुरातः
इति लोके भविष्यति
इति लोके भविष्यति
न संदेह महाभाग
न संदेह महाभाग
महाभागवत महान
महाभागवतः महान्
दैवेन प्रतिघातेन
दैवेन प्रतिघातेन
शुक्ले संस्थां उपेयुषि
शुक्ले संस्थाम उपेयुषी
रातव अनुग्रहार्थ
रातः वह अनुग्रहार्थाय
विष्णुना प्रभ विष्णुना
विष्णुना प्रभ विष्णुना
तस्मात् नाम्ना विष्णुरात
तस्मात् नाम्ना विष्णुरात
इति लोके भविष्यति
इति लोके भविष्यति
न संदेह महाभाग
न संदेह महाभाग
महाभागवत महान
महाभागवतः महान्
दैवेन अप्रतिघातेन शुक्ले संस्थां उपेयुषि रातः अनुग्रह अर्थाय विष्णुना प्रभ विष्णुना तस्मात् नाम्ना विष्णुरात इति लोके भविष्यति न संदेह महाभाग महाभागवत महान
दैवेन प्रतिघातेन शुक्ले संस्थाम उपेयुषि रातः वह अनुग्रहार्थाय विष्णुना प्रभ विष्णुना तस्मात् नाम्ना विष्णुरात इति लोके भविष्यति न संदेह महाभाग महाभागवतः महान्।
आशीष प्रभु जी
कृपामयी सीता देवी माता जी आफ्टर दैट
दैवेन प्रतिघातेन शुक्ले संस्थाम उपेयुषि रातो अनुग्रहार्थाय विष्णुना प्रभा विष्णुना तस्मान्नाम्ना विष्णुरात इति लोके भविष्यति न संदेहो भागवतो महान। हरे कृष्ण।
हरे कृष्ण। कृपामयी माता जी
हरे कृष्णा माता जी, दंडवत प्रणाम। प्रभु जी वंदन। देवेन अप्रतिघातेन शुक्ले संस्थान उपेयुषे प्रातः वा अनुग्रहार्थ विष्णुना प्रभ विष्णुना तस्मान्नाम्नां विष्णुरथ इति लोके भविष्यति न संदेह महाभाग महाभागवत महान।
Translation and
Thank you.
purport by the Srila Prabhupada, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The Brahmana said, this spotless son has been restored by the all-powerful and all-pervasive Lord Viṣṇu, the personality of Godhead. In order to oblige you, he was saved when he was doomed to be destroyed by an irresistible supernatural weapon. For this reason, this child will be well known in the world as one who is protected by the personality of Godhead. O most fortunate one, there is no doubt that this child will become a first-class devotee and will be qualified with all good qualities. Purport by the Srila Prabhupada, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The child Parīkṣit was saved by the all-powerful and all-pervasive Viṣṇu, Lord Kṛṣṇa, for two reasons. The first reason is that the child in the womb of his mother was spotless due to his being a pure devotee of the Lord. The second reason is that the child was the only surviving male descendant of Puru, the pious forefather of the virtuous King Yudhiṣṭhira. The Lord wants to continue the line of pious kings to rule over the earth as his representatives for the actual progress of a peaceful and prosperous life. After the battle of Kṛṣṇa, even up to the next generation of Maharaj Yudhiṣṭhira was annihilated, and there were none who could generate another son in the great royal family. Maharaj Parīkṣit, the son of Abhimanyu, was the only surviving heir apparently in the family, and by the irresistible supernatural Brahmastra, weapon of Ashwatthama, he was forced to be annihilated. Lord Krishna is described here in as Vishnu, and this is also significant. Lord Krishna, the original personality of Godhead, does the work of protection and annihilation in his capacity of Vishnu. Lord Viṣṇu is the plenary expansion of the Lord Krishna. The all-pervasive activities of the Lord are executed by him in his Vishnu picture. Child Parīkṣit is described here as spotlessly white because he is an unalloyed devotee of the Lord. Such unalloyed devotee of the Lord appear on the earth just to execute the mission of the Lord. The Lord desires the conditioned souls hovering in the material creation to be reclaimed to go back home, back to Godhead, and thus he helps them by preparing the transcendental literature like the Vedas, by sending missionaries of saints and sages, and by deputing his representative, the spiritual master. Such transcendental literatures, missionaries, and representatives of the Lord are spotlessly white because the contamination of the material qualities cannot even touch them. They are always protected by the Lord when they are threatened with annihilation. Such foolish threats are made by the gross materialist. The Brahmastra, which was thrown by Ashwatthama at the child Parīkṣit, was certainly supernaturally powerful, and nothing of the material world could resist its force of penetration. But the all-powerful Lord, who is present everywhere, within and without, could counteract it by his all-powerful potency, just to say a bona fide servant of the Lord and descendant of another devotee, Maharaj Yudhiṣṭhira, who was always obliged by the Lord by his causeless mercy. The Lord gives protection to all living beings because he is their supreme leader. The Vedic hymns confirm that the Lord is the supreme person among all personalities. The difference between the two living beings is that the one, the personality of Godhead, provides for all other living beings, and by knowing him, one can achieve eternal peace. Kathopanishad. Such protection is given by his different potencies to different grades of living beings. But as far as his unalloyed devotees are concerned, he gives the protection personally. Therefore, Maharaj Parīkṣit is protected from the very beginning of his appearance in the womb of his mother. And because he is specially given protection by the Lord, the indication must be concluded that the child would be a first grade devotee of the Lord with all good qualities. There are three grades of devotees, namely the Mahabhagavat, Madhyam Adhikari, and the Kanishta Adhikari. Those who go to the temple of the Lord and offer worshipful respect to the deity without sufficient knowledge in the theological science, and therefore without any respect for the devotees of the Lord, are called materialistic devotees, are Kanishta Adhikari, the third grade devotees. Secondly, the devotees who have developed a mentality of genuine service to the Lord and who thus make friendships only with similar devotees, show favor to the neophytes and avoid the atheists, are called the second grade devotee. But those who see everything in the Lord or everything of the Lord and also see in everything an eternal relation of the Lord, so that there is nothing within their purview of sight except the Lord, are called Mahabhagavat, or the first grade devotees of the Lord. Such first grade devotee of the Lord are perfect in all respect. A devotee who have been, who may be in any of these categories is automatically qualified by all good qualities. Thus, a Mahabhagavat devotee like Maharaj Parīkṣit is certainly perfect in all respect. And because Maharaj Parīkṣit took his birth in the family of Maharaj Yudhiṣṭhira, he is addressed herein as the Mahabhagavat, or the greatest of the fortunates. The family in which Mahabhagavat takes his birth is fortunate because due to the birth of the first great devotee, the members of the family, past, present, and future, up to 100 generation, become liberated by the grace of the Lord out of respect of his beloved devotee. Therefore, the highest benefit is done to one's family simply by becoming an unalloyed devotee of the Lord. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Chakshurmilitam Ena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitamena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vande Sri Guroho Sri Utapada Kamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavancha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam परिजन सहितम कृष्ण चैतन्य देवम श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान सगण ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांच नमो ओम विष्णु पादाय कृष्ण प्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी निति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे वांछा कल्पतरुभे च कृपा सिंधुभे एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद. हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण. Today we try to understand the Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, chapter 12, shloka number 16 and 17. Here they describe about why Parīkṣit Maharaj should be protected by Lord Kṛṣṇa. And another shloka they describe about how the devotees, types of devotees, Madhyamadhikari, Uttamadhikari, and Kanishtadhikari. All these points are described in two shlokas. Prabhuji will tell us in detail. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. This invocation of Krishna and Radharani is very, very important, and that is what we try to understand in today's shloka. Because unless we invoke Krishna, unless we become an alloyed devotee of Krishna, we don't have any chance in this material world. Here we are going to be kept entangled, and that is the duty given to Durga Devi. So today morning, Mataji was discussing the second canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, wherein in the first chapter of the second canto itself, in the 31st shloka, the description comes of how this material world is getting created. How just by the vision of Krishna, the whole world is pregnant. So that is where the mercy of Kṛṣṇa lies. And why does it do it? So that those of us who are entangled here, somehow or the other, realize our mistakes and come back home to serve Kṛṣṇa perpetually. And then to encourage us, Kṛṣṇa also sends his unalloyed devotees so that they can become an example for us to follow. That is where Maharaj Parīkṣit and his role comes into picture. He has been an unalloyed devotee of Kṛṣṇa. And that is why he was saved from the Brahmastra, the biggest weapon of that time, from being annihilated within the womb of Uttara. He was restored. Otherwise, the weapon was so strong, the hit so high, Parīkṣit Maharaj, as a small fetus, would have been scorched. But then he was restored by the all-powerful, all-pervasive Lord Viṣṇu, who is the personality of Godhead himself. And why did he do it? The Brahmana says, oh Yudhiṣṭhira Maharaj, he did it to oblige you and because he was a spotless son. So he was saved when he was doomed to be destroyed by the supernatural weapon. Hence the Brahmanas speak that this child will be well known in the world as one who is protected by Kṛṣṇa. There is no doubt whatsoever that this child will become a first-class devotee, Mahabhagavat, and will be qualified with all good qualities. So Prabhupada ji says, there are two important aspects to understand here. First, let us understand the reasons why Parīkṣit Maharaj was saved. So there are two reasons. One, he was spotless. He was pure devotee of the Lord. And Kṛṣṇa says, Paritranaya sadhunam. So definitely he had to be saved. And the second reason is that this child was the only surviving male descendant of Puru, who was a very pious forefather of Yudhiṣṭhira Maharaj. And Kṛṣṇa wanted to continue the line of pious kings to rule over the world as his representatives, so that there is actual progress of peaceful, prosperous life. And for that, the lineage had to continue. So these two reasons were given. But let us understand the other aspect which comes here is the word Viṣṇu. Now, Kṛṣṇa, being an original personality, he does the work of protection, annihilation, both. And he also is Atmara. His original form is that of Dvibhujdhari, Shyamasundar Swarupa. So, when he is Dvibhujdhari and he is enjoying his eternal pastimes, but then he also needs to give protections, annihilations. So what Kṛṣṇa does is, he does all these activities, not directly himself, but through his expansion. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. In the capacity of Viṣṇu. So Viṣṇu is the plenary expansion of Kṛṣṇa. So all the pervasive activities of the Lord are executed by him in the Viṣṇu feature. And that is why it's Viṣṇu, the word which comes here. But we need to understand that Kṛṣṇa and Viṣṇu are not different. Viṣṇu is just a plenary expansion of Kṛṣṇa. The original Supreme Personality, Sarva Karana Karanam, is Kṛṣṇa. Now, one of the reasons Why Parīkṣit Maharaj is saved is because he was spotlessly white. And the reason for that is his unalloyed devotional service to Kṛṣṇa. Prabhupada says that the unalloyed devotees of the Lord appear just to execute the mission of the Lord. So when Lord comes, he comes with his complete entourage. And that involves all his devotees. The Lord desires the jiva, the baddha jiva, the conditioned souls who are hovering in the material creation to be reclaimed, to be going back to Goloka. So he helps them by preparing such transcendental literatures, by sending his missionaries in the form of saints, sages, and most importantly, through his representative spiritual master. And that is why being accepted by a bona fide spiritual master in Krishna Parampara is very, very important. The initiation ceremony is very, very important wherein you get the Harinam Diksha. And the moment you get the Diksha, your body is no longer your body. Everything belongs to your spiritual master and he will dictate what is to be done. So today, His Grace Lalit Madhav Prabhuji was explaining the pastime involving I think Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So since he had become a servant to the Muslim, he was no longer considered a Hindu, and so he could never go in the Jagannath temple. And when he left his service, he traveled and he came to Jagannath Puri. But somehow during traveling in the forest, he drank some water which created infection and his whole body had purulent discharge. And in that way, he was waiting outside along with Haridas Thakur. And then when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to know that he has arrived, he wanted to meet him. So he went there. And Rupa Swamiji gave Dandavat. And what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did is, he woke and he started running towards him to embrace him. And he was saying, "Oh, please don't, I am full of pus." But somehow Chaitanya Mahaprabhu embraced. This continued. And he felt that I am doing an offense. That this unworthy body is disturbing to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is the Krishna himself. So he thought that when the Rath Yatra comes, let me give up this body. And immediately next day, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu comes. And then he tells, look at this person. He's trying to destroy the property which does not belong to him. And he was shocked because he had not shared this thought with anyone else. But being the Paramatma, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu knew everything. And then he told him, I have a lot of work to be done through this body. You have to go to Vrindavan. You have to find all the Leela studies. You have to rejuvenate the Bhakti movement. You have to write down all the literature and so on and so forth. So at the moment you give up, you take Diksha, your body is not yours. It is belonging to your Guru Maharaj and you have to follow his instructions. And he is there because he is deputed by Kṛṣṇa to guide us. So all the transcendental literatures, missionaries, representatives of Kṛṣṇa are spotlessly white, amala, because the contamination of material qualities cannot touch them. And they are protected by the Lord whenever they are threatened with annihilation. And that is why Ashwatthama was protected from Brahmastra. Because the all-powerful Lord who is present everywhere, within and without, he could counteract the Brahmastra by his potency. And thus, the devotee is saved by the causeless mercy of Kṛṣṇa. And Kṛṣṇa gives protection because he is our supreme leader. And all the Vedic hymns confirm this, that Kṛṣṇa is the supreme person amongst all personalities. The difference being, he provides for all others. Knowing him, one can achieve eternal peace. So when giving protection, Kṛṣṇa is giving it through different potencies to the different types of devotees. But when it comes to unalloyed devotees, he gives protection personally. So when Maharaj Parīkṣit is protected right within the womb, it indirectly gives the indication that he is Mahabhagavat, having all the good qualities. So we all know when we did the weekend series of Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu that there are Kanishta Adhikari, there are Madhyam Adhikari, and there are Uttam Adhikari, or the Mahabhagavatas. So initially we go to temple. We don't have much knowledge. We don't have the respect for the devotees. And so we are materialistic devotees, Kanishta Adhikari, third grade. Then slowly we develop the mentality of genuine service to Lord. We make friendship with the devotees. We try to favor the neophytes, but avoid the atheists. Thus we become Madhyama Adhikari, the second grade. And then we reach the stage wherein we see everything in the Lord and everything of the Lord, and see in everything relationship of Lord. And that is the Mahabhagavata, the Uttam Adhikari stage, wherein we become perfect in all respects. So irrespective of whichever level we are initially, we are automatically qualified by good qualities. And then we slowly can become perfect in all respects. So the family in which a Mahabhagavata takes birth is considered fortunate, because such families are very rare. Because of birth of such Uttama Adhikaris, even the past, the present, and even the future generations, 100 generations, become liberated by the grace of the Lord because of his love and respect for the beloved devotee. Prabhuji, past generations, will it be from mother's side or father's side? The answer is both sides. So all sides, even from the maternal side as well as paternal side. So it is very, very important we understand this aspect. The highest benefit is done to a family simply by becoming an alloyed devotee of the Lord. And so it is our responsibility that we become devotee and we make our children also devotees of Kṛṣṇa, give them Kṛṣṇa consciousness knowledge right from childhood, so that they become good devotees. And that is the importance of sanskaras, the 16 sanskaras which we were seeing day before yesterday, of which 5 to 7 are very important, Upnayan being one. So let us follow the instructions of Guru Maharaj and Srila Prabhupada and become strong in our sadhana. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.